Hey, this is Zero to Pass. Finally got home from work. Can finally just relax a little bit and go, oh my goodness. Bushiro, what you doing to me? Why? Not once, but twice, but 3 times. It's 3 times. So all 3 of the decks that I currently play got hits. I don't know about you, fam, but woo. I needed a drink after that. Got my Diet Coke, so no, I do not get support by Coke. Don't call me out on that. So, yeah, you know my Chaos deck. If you watch my videos, you know my Chaos deck. And yeah, Zinc's gone, right? Zinc is gone. We're talking premium. Premium is mostly what I care about on this channel, to be honest. Premium is mostly what I enjoy. I do try to support the other formats because it's Bushiroad. I like Bushiroad, usually, although Bushiroad today, yeah, okay, we still love you. But yeah, oh man. So it's kind of hard at work today. You know, I'm working, doing my thing, and just, wow. Just need to chill a little bit. Talking to the Axis crew, and is it wide open? I think that's being overstated, but we'll see. I honestly do believe that Grand Blue will be definitely tops. So, yeah. And Pale Moon, maybe still OTT. Yeah, it'll be interesting. And I do play OTT. The problem with OTT though is Tempest Sphere got hit. I did not see that coming at all. Wow, from 15 a pop to 0, basically. It's a good card. I still think it's a good card. It does require you to have counterblast. So, you know, if your opponent's damage denying you, which, yeah, they kept Huam, right? I think keeping Huam shows that they actually don't like the damage denial game. Think about that one too. So, it's a very interesting restrict ban, whatever list you want to call that. Ezel. Yeah, Ezel. Yay, gold paladin players. Yeah. Got to try to be happy for those who really benefited from this list and try to fix my junk. So let's get started. Chaos Breaker Premium. So we lost Zinc, right? Where is she? Where's Zinc? Zinc gets to go sit in a box somewhere. We lost her. A little history on Zinc. Zinc actually helped fix Chaos Breaker. We didn't have a countercharger in Limit Break or in what am I trying to say? Gosh, Legion for Chaos. So you know you had things for Glendios, but you didn't have things for Chaos. So when GBT05 came out, this was amazing. We had Chaos Bringer, we had Chaos Universe, and we got Zinc. And those were the things that really helped fix the deck in terms of you're able to search out your Chaos Breakers. Yeah, right? That was an old card. We were able to do that. And you had Zinc, which helped you get the soul you needed and get the counterblast that you wanted and that you needed. Chaos Breaker actually depended a lot on counterblast. So, but if you haven't noticed, Chaos Breaker has a lot of strides that are Soul Blast. Think about that one. Chaos players, Chaos fam, that's the first thing we have going for us. You don't need, it hurts to say you don't need this because you really want this, and we probably still run this at 2. Okay, we probably still do that. If you want to just go ham and go 4 glue ball, fine, go ahead. But the fact that this tears a card from hand and puts it into a rearguard circle that you choose, I'd still say it's worth a pair. So, and we'll talk about what I've been tinkering with over here, but I'd probably still keep this at a pair. And so the thing is, when you remove Zinc from the equation, you now really honestly have to think hard. And Bushiro gave us a puzzle to solve. Let's just be positive about it. I'm gonna take a drink on that one. Let's just be positive about it. and just say, you know, they gave us a puzzle. If Zinc didn't exist, what happens? Well, Zinc's not existing anymore. So into soul, 2 soul charge, and 2 counter charge. Gone. Okay. Now, when we think about it, what was really important about Zinc? Counter charge is probably the secondary benefit of this card. I would say it's the soul charge. That's the big benefit here. And we have a card that can help fix this. But counter charges are important too, right? So, but I've been finding in my playing of Chaos Breaker and my playtest buddy, who I playtest most of the time, and my other buddy who's fortunately coming back into the fold, these guys will tell you it's a lot of Chaos Breaker just eating the board and using soul charge to get the soul blasts, which is really important. This effectively soul charges 3. So just think about that. So Zinc, farewell. Zinc, okay. So when we look at getting rid of Zinc, we now have to look at where are our counterblasts going to go. I would say the first thing we want to think about in main deck is not the man himself, and you're definitely going to run Vieira. It's 13K. It doesn't require you to have Starvator to proc, which, thank you, Bushiroad. I really appreciate this. I don't know if you foresaw this, but it's pretty amazing. I've got Close back in here to pair. It's a counterblast card. You still need Freeze Ray. You actually still need this card, Pale Moon, and Grand Blue. You actually need this card. Boardless state decks are going to suffer from this card. You need this card. I still have it at 3. I don't think I'd go down to 2. 3 to 4, definitely 3 to 4. Doesn't require any counterblast. So Chaos Breaker, if you have the counterblast up, you went first, you're going to use it. Use it. You know, if you need it, it's there as one of the counterblast abilities in the main deck that you can consider. Zirconium, absolutely. This is, I would say, this is your #1 counterblast resource target because it takes a card from your opponent's top of their deck. It can +1 you, or it can just lock out, and it does lock out a rearguard circle, but it can potentially lock out a column. Okay, so this, I would not take this out of the deck. I definitely would keep this in the deck, and that's really going to be where I would say a lot of your counterblasts are going to go, depending on what you draw into and how the game goes. I've really hated on this card before, but as you know, more recently I've been running it. I think there's even more reason to run this now. Help us superior ride and or just force our opponent to have to guard hard early. So I would keep this in. I definitely would consider just keeping that in. I don't have any other grade 2s in here right now, and we're gonna talk about that. Okay, that's one of the things we need to talk about, and we will. Grade 1s. Soul Blast target doesn't Soul Blast or anything, and then we've got our triggers. Now, one of the things I put back in was I took out the into Soul give +10 draw. I took him out to put this back in at 3. I have no idea why I even took these out. This is from GBT05. This is Zinc's little buddy. And the way this card works is, as a cost, you put it back, you put it on top of your deck. Even if your opponent has no cards to target, as a cost, you put this on top of your deck. You then look for a card in the back row and lock it, if you would like. I run these at 3. This last Saturday I was playing, this actually saved me from decking out. And I was using Zinc like mad. But I was using Zinc like mad because of the Soul Blast, and we're going to get to that. Heals, we're going to talk about these. You may want to split this 2-2, and we'll talk about the heal you may want to consider. So right now, I know the big question is, what do we countercharge with? That's like the big question. So what do we countercharge with? And we're going to get there. That's going to be the second part of this TED Talk on how to fix Chaos Breaker. No. So I would use 2 of these still, most likely. Put 2 aside. It's Counterblast, fam. I would just go ahead and remove this. You want to try to strip down your Counterblast requirements. Yeah, they reprinted this, but the fact that we got Zinc banned, this is even more useless now, I would say. I mean, it has the ability to once per turn when a card unlocks. You don't have to Soul Blast for that, okay? So that's a benefit. You know, if you're not going to put any Soul Chargers in the deck, that is a benefit. But yeah, I just play with this. Just play with this. The better of the two, Dubnium, you can argue with me on this all day. Better of the two. It's a Counterblast. The first ability is a Soul Blast. Makes this card still pretty good. This can actually kind of slow down the opponent from a rush game. But yeah, I would just get rid of this. It's a Counterblast. I had just put 2 back in this weekend. I love it because it forces a card from hand somehow, some way. But it's Counterblast. This Saki card, out of Graveyard, really, I've never really honestly liked this card other than back when I would run maybe 1 or 2 in the deck, just as that third grade 2 slot, kind of. So, but this Counterblast 1, gone. Fam, if you really like this card, and I know people do, I'm hating on it, but I know people like this card. It's a legit card, but now that you're a Counterblast, or you're a Countercharger, your main Countercharger is gone, I would try stripping these cards down. Now, something like Dubnium or Globuladia, you know, you might consider still running 2 in the deck, maybe. But remember, we've got Chaos Breaker and Zirconium. Zirconium in particular is going to be eating up Counterblast. You keep Universe in here, that's going to cost the Counterblast. If your opponent gives you the damage, if they damage deny you, it's not going to really matter, as we're going to see, because we're going to talk about that. That's one of the benefits of Chaos, actually, is we don't really have to worry too much about being damage denied. So this is the one I would choose. If you like this, go ahead. In terms of thinking about how we're going to deal with not having Zinc. So these are 2 Counterblast cards that, other than the 2 that we've talked about. Okay. So let's see, how are we going to do this? Yeah, let's look at the G-Zone. Alpha Thani is a Soul Blast, right? Deluge is Soul Blast, discard. Snowball hits Glue Ball. Soul Blast, right? It's Soul Blast. So, you know, you could run 4 of this, which a lot of people do, or you can still run a Para Universe. Avalanche is a Soul Blast. Why the heck is Zero to Pass running 2? I'm running 2 against the Messiah Mirror Match. That's why I'm running this. Because if I'm getting locked out of board, I actually want my stuff to disappear. I want to be able to use my columns if I can. So, and we'll get to that here in a second. And I honestly, you know, just blowing their whole field. It's actually why it's in here. Watching Volkswagens disappear, it's a lot of fun. Makes their life a lot harder. Baron N, there's basically no cost, right? Just flip something up. Counterblast 2, start. I use this a lot to finish. I do. I use this a lot to finish. Am I going to find myself using it less? It's possible. It's 2 Counterblasts, but I'm still going to run this. It's still a great finisher. And so what I've done so far is, I mean, I've just, all 4. Yeah, Destiny Guardian. This, I never go wrong with this card. My opponent has locked cards. I'm going to chew those cards up, get more cards to hand, and get more guard. And Dismal, I mean, Dismal doesn't care about Counterblasts. So yeah, so I would definitely keep the other pair of Glue Ball on standby. Okay, so, or you just go for it, run 4. If you want to get rid of Universe, get rid of Universe. If you want to, there's nothing else I'd really get rid of, because, I mean, you could get rid of one of these, right? And then if you don't like Alpha Thani, you could do that. If you want to just have 1 Deluge, which I don't recommend, then you could do that as well. So this is just kind of a cheese tech slot. One of my buddies plays Messiah, and I just have to give him a bad time with it. So yeah, our Stride Zone, G-Zone, doesn't have much Counterblast. So yeah, it's pretty decent, right? Pretty good. So let's go ahead and put that over there. And, you know, I do want to talk about this. I don't think I'd keep this one in. There's a reason why this is good, and we're just going to keep it here on standby. Megiddo Place. This actually wrecks Megiddo Place, so it's a good card to consider keeping in. You may want to, you know, run six Guardians and just put it in there for one of these. So definitely Lactus Carina. Would I run Lactus Carina's heal trigger? Probably not. So we're gonna get to that. And as you can see here, I've got some empty sleeves because I'm still working on my ratios and exactly what I'm going to put in here. So let's go back in time. Have a drink here. Back in time. Cosmo Wreath. Hear me out. So I'm just taking you through history. This was 2 sets before Zinc. This was the first thing, and I was saying we didn't have a countercharger. We did, but this was in Giera now. We're in Giera. This card, these were coming out for every clan. The way this works is if you have one of these in your discard, when you perfect guard with this, you can then, what is it, bind? I haven't used this for so long, man. Choose a card from your damage zone, turn it face up. But the way this works is choose one of your Vanguards as being attacked. And let's see here. Yeah. Okay, yeah. If you do choose one of your Vanguards, yeah, it's being attacked. So this was only, yeah, I got to read this whole thing. Let me just read it to you. So the way this one works is choose a card from your hand, discard it. When this unit is placed on G Guardian Circle from hand, you may pay the cost. It's just like all of these types of Guardians, right? Not the Quintet Walls; those are different. If you do choose one of your Vanguards that is being attacked, so it's only works on Vanguard, and that unit cannot be hit until the end of that battle. Then if there's a card with this name in the discard, your drop zone, choose a card from your damage zone and turn it face up. Yeah, so the way it worked is you would guard the first time, this would go there, you'd guard, you do this, you flip up, damage, you can countercharge, do it again. So this allowed you to effectively countercharge 3 times. And so we were thrown a bone. Everybody was being thrown a bone with this. This is actually something you can think about. Now, what would I take out for that grade 1? Probably not the Searcher. I mean, you could go down to 2 if you want. Claw, probably not. Barrel is just really, really good. I currently, as you see, have it at 3. I don't know. It's hard. But this is a standalone. Well, not really standalone. You have to have 2 of them. You need a pair. You need one in the drop zone and then the one that you're going to use. But it is on its own. This is a card that has a mechanic by itself that you can consider. This is a legit option. Okay. Another option we have from V era is Nordstrom Dragon. So Nordstrom Dragon, when placed, if your Vanguard is Cyber Dragon, which they are, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or greater rear guards, bind it face down, then retire this unit and countercharge. So it's basically you're going to be able to sack one of your opponent's cards, a little bit of control, right? A little bit of control. And your opponent has to have a grade 2 or greater, which they usually are going to have that unless they're a boardless state deck. Remember, Grand Blue, Pale Moon? Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of that. I could be wrong, but I think we are. Cold Paladin can kind of do it too. It's really crazy. So, yeah, Spectral Duke comes to mind. Just, yeah, having memories of Viera not too long ago. So, this is an option. It is an option, fam. So, there are more. It's more than Bulb Mine with token or with orders. And yeah, it's more than that. So okay. So we got these 2 or Bobo, right? There's always Bobo. The thing about Bobo, this is my damaged Bobo. Yes, this is in fact my damaged Bobo that I bought off someone from Vanguardians. But the way Bobo works is GB1, so you're gonna have stride, and so this, let's see. Yeah, it's an act. So this won't work so well for a on-stride counterblast effect, but this is not. This is an act. It's main phase. So you stride into this, you then Bobo. When placed, if the number of cards in your damage zone is 3 or less, countercharge and soul charge. Choose one of your Vanguards and damage it. So you effectively get 2. If you have 1 damage and it's face down, maybe you've used it for something. I'm not sure. Zinc, not Zinc. Sorry. I'm probably going to say that a lot. Zirconium. Say you had Zirconium on your turn 2, and you're sitting there with 1 face down damage on your turn 3. You go into this. Maybe you're then able to stride because you want GB online, and then you use this. You're going to get 2 counter blasts up, and you do soul charge 1. So it's not quite Zinc. It's kind of in reverse. You get less soul, you get more blasts, but you have to damage yourself. And if people are trying to rush, yeah, that may be a problem. Yeah, Grand Blue. I'm just going to say it. Say it again and again because it's going to be good. It already is good. You don't really have to change much. So this is an option, okay? Now, this is a really quirky option. There are cards that are outside Chaos, outside Starvaders that can flip cards face down, your cards face down. This card literally says when it's flipped back face up, you countercharge 1. One of the cards you can use, the most terrible G-Guardian of Link Joker, is this. But the interesting thing is, if you have one of these in back row, you attack during your turn, you didn't take your opponent to 6 damage, it's now their turn, they attack you back. You use this, you lock this, you get the +5, and then at the end of your next turn, you're going to be able to unlock that. It's pretty bad, but I had to show it, okay? And there are other ways. There are other ways. You got just Gravity Well or whatever. I mean, I think there are other ways. I'm trying to remember. I haven't played Messiah for so long. Pretty much since G era. I played just a pinch in V. Just a taste of it. But not enough to really say I was playing it much. So really bad option, but it's an option. I'm just letting you know. So this is one I'd probably can right from the get-go. Tier. Now, Tier's interesting because Tier, for the number of face-up Cray elementals that you have, the way this works is you Soul Blast 2, choose a card from your damage zone for each face-up Cray elemental in your G zone and turn them face up. So, yeah, you're going to get, you can potentially get a lot of countercharge. You can actually throw these in here. Let's see here. Alpha Thani. Does Alpha Thani, I believe you have to flip up a Chaos. Yes, you do. You have to flip up a Chaos. Deluge, you do not have to flip up a Chaos. You can actually flip up a Cycloned. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Yeah, it just requires a heart. Just requires a heart. Let me look at Alpha Thani again. Yeah, Alpha Thani, you have to flip up a Chaos. And you just have to have a Chaos Heart with this. And then this is a Persona flip. But Avalanche, you can turn up any face up or any card face up in your G zone. You could use Cyclone. So you may want to consider running, say, a pair or 3. Sometimes I deluge twice, so you could use these for deluge. You could use this for Cyclone. This is a legitimate option as well. The problem with this option is you just Soul Blasted 2. So it kind of really depends on where you're going. If you need counterblasts, which you don't really need so much counterblasts, I would say this is probably not the solution. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's probably not the solution that you want. But I would say this is maybe a bit better than this. Kinda, not really, because it's Soul Blast 2, but then you lose your rear guard circle. So, you know, it's one of those things. Now, if you have Destiny Guardian in your hand, and let's not just, it's too many ifs, ands, or buts. And then there's this guy too. So, right now, I would say I like these two solutions the best. You could argue, yeah, but I already have grade 3s. I already have the grade 3s I like. I've got my Viera Chaos, I've got 2 Close, and I've got 3 Freeze Ray. I don't see any of those coming out for Nordstrom Dragon, but it's definitely an option. It's an option in there. So next option, pretty legit option, is our Starvader Heal Trigger. So bind this card face up, choose another card with Heal from your drop zone, bind it face up. When this card is discarded for the cost of a Guardian, you may pay the cost. If you do, you will Soul Charge and Countercharge. This is really good. This is legit. So this was from, is this EB? Yeah, EBO3. EBO3. So really, really, really awesome card. You could almost go to just running 4 of this. The problem is, fam, it's 5K. It's a small trigger. So I already have 3 small triggers in my deck. If I put this in, I'm possibly likely, I'm very much going to consider going down on one of these, 2 and then 2. But, you know, it's what you want. It's what you want. So I would say really good choice, decent choice, decent choice. And the rest of it, honestly, I'm not terribly excited, but I have to share it because we actually have countercharge options, and some of them are Link Joker based, some of them are not. So, but the ones I got here, yeah, it's Bobo, Cray, and then, yeah. So those are things that you can consider. Now, remember what I said. What does the deck need? Like, what does it really need? Doesn't need Counterblast or doesn't need Soul Blast? Needs Soul Blast. Jail. Prison. Okay? So the way Prison works is, in order to play this, you have to rest one of your units. That's it. But you know what it does? It soul charges 3. So you effectively get the soul charge 3 from Zinc. And yeah, I would say this right here is the solution to Zinc. This is the solution to Zinc right here. Yeah, I think we have it. I think we have the solution to Zinc. We run 3 to 4 of this. You're not going to be able to find ways of searching this out, so probably run 4. It is a dead card. It's unfortunate. Doesn't make you look at all these cards that don't have shield and kind of cry a little bit. Maybe a little bit. But this definitely, were you going to guard with Zinc anyways? No, you're going to use Zinc, right? So in this case, you lose one of your rear guards basically by resting it. Remember, you're going to put Zinc into Soul anyway, so it's effectively the same thing. This is a 2-card cost in a way, right? Because you have to tap or rest, and then you call this. But hey, this is, yeah, you soul charge 3. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And if you're running this, you can then start thinking about teching in jail cards. The promo where your opponent has to jail one of their cards from hand. I mean, okay. I just lost Dubnium because it's a counterblast. That card, that promo would be awesome. I would definitely try just teching in 2. In my 2 slots I have for because I'm running 10 grade 2s basically. Why not? I think running that promo would be the one card that I would think about if I'm remembering how it works correctly. Let me know in the comments if I'm not remembering it right. This is Zinc. This is Zinc. This, and one of my buddies has them. He's going to keep me in the game by getting them to me. I wasn't going to go anywhere anyways, but today kind of felt bad. So he felt bad for me. Yeah. So he lost Twa. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. You know, honestly with Twa, I or Troyce, whatever you want to call her, I was very much used to learning how to guard against that. And doing it rather successfully most of the time. And, well, maybe 50%. We'll be fair. Anyhow, I keep interjecting like that. But, yeah, today was a big winds of change. Yeah. So, run this. Take these out, unless you want to get DQ'd. And put in jail. 3 countercharge. Effectively 3 countercharge. Not countercharge, excuse me. 3 soul charge, effectively 3 soul charge. This had countercharge, that does not. So what are we going to do about that? How are we going to deal with that? It's a very interesting question. I think what we're going to do is consider maybe running 2 of the heal. This would be really hard for me to get back in the deck. I'd have to consider dropping Barrel And the grade 3 Searcher, I don't think I can drop. I need to be able to get into this best I can, or Freeze Ray if needed. Bobo, the problem with Bobo is if I get rushed, which I do, I'm already at like 4 damage. I can't even use Bobo. So I like the card. I love the card. I know everyone's saying, oh, they're slowing the game down. Not exactly. Not exactly. I think you're going to see. Not exactly. Yeah. Other grade 2s, I'd really like to run the promo. We don't have it in English, so I'm probably just going to put 2 Photon back in the deck. It's very free, and I've been running it for the longest time. I did put Dubnium in here because I wanted to add a pressure, but again, you know, it's one of these things. If I'm not going to worry so much about Counterblast or countercharging, then I could keep my Dubniums in, but that's kind of this is kind of where I'm at, So Bobo, Photon, and possibly keeping this in. And then again, Megiddo, just because I play against Bermuda. If you play against those clans, then Megiddo, you know, Megiddo can be an issue. So running more clothes, if you got the room for it. Yeah, I could run more clothes, but I think 2 is fine. I think 2 is fine. So, yeah. So I just wanted the Chaos community out there, the handful of those of you who play Chaos, who follow me, to just get some insight on what you can do to fix this deck. It feels strange now, but, you know, who thought that this would be the card from D-Era that we would tech into our deck? Oh my goodness. Who would have thought? Anyways, if you liked the video, please subscribe, follow me. I do try to put up as much as I can regarding theory crafting and such. Discuss tournaments, just rant regarding mostly Chaos Breaker, Nubatama, which now is mostly going to be probably Shiranui and Daihausen. I'm thinking about getting Daihausen Japanese cardboard. I've been collecting that. A lot of you know that as well. I hadn't picked that up. I might just do it now. I like the cardboard in hand. But yeah, this channel is basically dedicated to Chaos Breaker, Nubatama, variants, and Orphist. So if you like that kind of content, please follow me. Please interact. Give me your feedback. Love to hear from you all. And I appreciate those who do give me feedback. And I also appreciate those of you who tried to get me to just simmer down a little bit over today. I do appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much. You take care.